I think I got it fixed now. Yes. Okay. All right. So we got that fixed. Let's do that and go here. Cool. The heck? There we go. Okay. Cool. Go here. Cool. Let me make sure. The heck? There we go. Okay. Cool. All right. Go here. All right. So let's see. All right. So, like I said in the kind of the description of this, I know I'm getting a late start. I had some technical difficulties. I apologize. But here we go. All right. So, like I said, I want to talk about what this channel is all about. I want to talk about what the goal is for this channel and kind of how I'm doing things. Um, More than anything, like pretty much just making World of Warcraft videos, especially or more accurately, more revolving around being a tank and what tanking is. Um, I do a lot of. I'm gonna turn this down because I feel like it's really loud. So I do a lot of videos geared around different tanks and kind of like how I do things. Overall, that's really what I do. It kind of feeds into the name Rested Tanker. So it's because like I am not a meta chaser tank. I never have. Well, that's not true. I have done it before. I don't. I really don't keep up with it. Like if you look at all my characters, you'll see like none of my tanks are really geared except like two of them. My Death Knight's kind of geared, but kind of not really. So all in all, like in general, I'm just playing tanks, having fun. I'm a little rusty when it comes to like specifics, especially running high keys. Um, I used to run higher keys before the key squish was a thing. I was running 18s and 19s, I think it was 17s, 18s, something like that. After the key squish, I was running kind of around that 12 radius, 12 range. Um, this expansion, though, I have been having to pug all of my keys, right? So I don't really have a team or a crew to work with. Um, in general, I like to think that I know what I'm doing as a tank. I like to think I know how to play tanks in general. Um, but as a whole, like it is really hard to do things in a pug. I had a healer throughout pretty much all of Dragonflight. I always had a healer that I could talk to and that I could communicate like, "Hey, I'm going to go do this. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I don't think we have the DPS for this. Hey, are you good if I do this?" And like you can kind of communicate it, and having your DPS in voice chat with you makes it so much easier because you can call out like, "Hey, I'm going to throw I got the silence. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I'm going to do this." It was just significantly easier to keep up with, right? Um, Kind of where I'm standing now is in a little bit of a rougher place. I don't have a set team. I've tried to build teams. Um, Unfortunately, I ran into an issue of just not having enough time to play. Um, I had to move this past week, and like people that I thought we were going to build this team together, they ended up having to separate because of real world. So it's been kind of a little bit more difficult. Um, but overall, that's really what I'm here to do. I don't expect to like be the best tank in the world by any stretch of the imagination. But at the end of the day, I do want to have fun. I do enjoy doing this. I like making the videos. I like putting in the time and the effort to do things. And I think it's a lot of fun. Um, so with that being said, let's kind of get into what is a tank, right? So in this particular game, the tank is pretty much the person who is like taking the bulk of the damage, but like also not taking a lot, right? So you are gathering all the groups and you're the primary person that's being attacked. They get increased health pool. They have stronger defensives to help make them um, less vulnerable to the attacks and to make them just better. Each tank is going to deal with different types of damage in different types of ways, right? So I'm just going to kind of work down the list here of tanks. I pulled all of them out. So you have 6 options for tanking. Each of them is going to deal with things differently. So your first step would be figuring out like what type of tank do you want to play. And I think that the best way to do that is really to sit down and just figure out like, okay, cool. I want to do this type of damage. I want to do this. I want to do this. Um, so with that being said, some of the tanks are designed to do more damage. So if you want to be like more of a damage based tank, right? You hold your aggro with the amount of spells that you're casting and the damage you're doing. That's going to be your druid tanks. Um, Kind of the best way to pull is to like just start attacking and then you just keep attacking. You do dot damage, which is damage over time. Um, and what that essentially does is it's constantly putting out damage, and because you're doing so much, you're doing more damage, it's causing the enemy NPCs to want to attack you. That's the way you're generating threat, is based off of your damage. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing the most damage out of everybody. Your DPS are generally speaking going to do more damage than you are, but their damage isn't going to generate as much threat, right? So threat is the the most essential part of being a tank. If you do not have threat, you will not succeed. Um, like I said, threat is generated in a bunch of different ways. I know damage is a big one. The amount of like just things that you can do is going to build more threat. Like a monk, for instance, is going to generate threat with their specific attacks, not just attacking in general, but doing things in a certain order. Paladin is going to generate it with the type of spells that they're casting. They get just like a passive buff that just makes them generate more threat. Death Knights do a lot of like damage that they turn into healing, and that generates their threat. Warrior does a lot of direct damage, so you hit one person and it generates threat, and that one attack generates the threat for everybody. Druids, like I said, it's going to be a damage over time, so the more spells you're casting, the stronger or the harder you're hitting, and the more damage you do, that's how you generate threat. Demon Hunters are probably one of the weirdest when it comes to threat. But they generate threat by hitting multiple enemies with multiple different spells. You'll see a lot of people talk about how they don't like tanking on a Demon Hunter because the threat generation is so bad. Well, it's not that the threat generation is so bad, it's that everybody wants to run different stats than what you need to, because the more spells you're throwing out, the more AoE you're doing, the more threat you're generating, because you're hitting everybody as opposed to just one person. Um, the biggest thing that you really have to look at is survival. Um, how do you plan on living through all of that damage, right? So every tank deals with incoming damage differently. Um, and they do different things to mitigate that damage, right? So if we look at a Brewmaster Monk, right? Let's see this guy right here. So a Brewmaster Monk is essentially, they're going to deal with the damage primarily through a passive spell that they get called Stagger. So they stagger out the damage. So instead of taking all that damage up front, then they're going to kind of back up and they're going to take it over periods of time. Now, in some ways, that's really, really good. It makes them a very strong tank because they can take a lot of damage, and as they're taking that damage in, then they're just taking over time. However, they also have certain spells and abilities that make them stronger, so they take less damage, and they have things that lower the amount of damage that they're going to take after it is turned into a stagger. All right. Um, it makes Brewmaster one of the more difficult tanks to play because you have to know when do I want to play a defensive and when do I want to do a just take the damage and then send it back. I think at the end of the day, Brewmaster is probably one of the hardest tanks to play because there's so much. Now your stagger can get healed away. That damage can still be healed away, but you have to watch how much damage you take because if you start taking too much, then your stagger damage it's gonna kill you, and so your healer has to be able to compensate for that. And Brewmaster is one of the more difficult tanks to play just for that reason because you have to understand how stagger works, right? Next up, we have Protection Paladin. So the way that Protection Paladin works is actually very similar to Protection Warrior. Um, Actually, here, let me do this. There. So essentially, Protection Paladin, you've got your sword and your shield. So your shield's going to give you a block. So you're going to block incoming damage. You're also going to get hit with the incoming damage. But what's unique about a paladin is you can increase your armor so you are stronger so you can take harder hits and it doesn't hurt as much, and you can also heal things back. And then you've got a couple of different defensives that reduce the amount of damage taken, they increase the amount of healing you're getting. They have different things that um make them stronger. But primarily your armor and your dot or in your block, excuse me, is really what you're gonna be pushing towards to get um what's the right word here, really what you're going to be pushing to survive, right? So in general, paladin is probably one of the weaker tanks. They're very they get hit very hard and they can be easy to kill. The biggest thing you have to think about and the biggest thing you have to remember when you're playing a protection paladin is you can take a lot of damage and you can deal with a lot of damage, but you can only do so much at one time. Protection Paladin is probably one of the most thought through tanks that you have in the game because of just how complex the defensive rotation is going to be, right? Next up, go ahead and go into Protection Warrior. Um, very similar to Protection Paladin. Your big thing is going to be your armor, and it's going to be your block. Now, one of the things that I like about Protection Warriors is you have different spells that make it easier for you to block. They increase the chances of you blocking. You have ways to reflect spells with your shield. I know they're getting rid of it in the next season, but you used to be able to block magical damage. They're really all of their defensive toolkit is built around blocking incoming damage. All right. Now, with that being said, they have one spell. It's called Ignore Pain, and basically what it does is it allows you to ignore the incoming damage. Now, if we rewind to last season and even last expansion, Protection Warrior was one of the most defensive and tanky tanks. Wow. One of the strongest and best tanks for surviving, solely because at the end of the day, they could throw up Ignore Pain and they could pump all their rage in their Ignore Pain and they would never die. As long as they had rage or as long as they had enemies to attack, then they could generate their rage, they could put it straight back into their shield. Well, one of the things that we saw with the very beginning of Dragonflight, one of the things that we saw was they increased how much it costs, how much rage you were spending on Ignore Pain. And what that essentially did for Protection Warriors was it made it difficult to rely solely on Ignore Pain to survive. Now, that is not the end of the world because you have that toolkit to survive. Well, we started getting hit harder and you had to think through your pulls a little bit more. You had to make sure that everything was actually ready to go. Okay. So in general, Protection Warrior and Protection Paladin both do things very, very similar. The only difference is a Protection Warrior is primarily going to revolve around blocking that incoming damage, whereas a Protection Paladin is going to block some of it, they're going to heal some of it, and then they're going to reduce the rest of it. That's essentially what you're looking at there. Next up, we've got a Blood Death Knight. So a Blood Death Knight is an incredibly complex tank. I very heavily played this tank throughout this season, or the first half of this season, and let me tell you, it was insane some of the things that I could do, but it was also crazy some of the things that I just couldn't do. So Blood Death Knight, basically they're going to increase their health so that they can take more damage, and then they're going to do different spells that are going to turn all of that damage they've just taken into healing, right? So, generally speaking, I would rune tap, which would reduce the amount of damage that it would take, and then I would cast another spell that would increase my health, so I could take more damage, and I would get everybody where I wanted them, and then I would just start doing spells that would turn all of the damage I was taking back into healing. And the more people I had attacking me, the stronger my healing was coming in. And so I would just constantly do that, and that made it really easy. But the problem you run into with that style of defensive is at a certain point you can't increase your health pool enough. You can't heal the damage back fast enough. And the fact that your healing is going to cost your runic power, which is essentially what's going to keep you up, or what you're going to be spending to heal yourself back, you're doing other abilities for the sole purpose of just building you're just building this runic power to spend it. And you can create a shield around yourself, which will increase your armor. So there are things that you can do, and as long as you are taking care of what you're supposed to be, then you're good. But at the end of the day, the thing that you're going to run into is they're going to struggle because if the damage outweighs what you can take, you're done. And that's really going to hurt you a lot. Okay. So next up is going to be Guardian Druid. Guardian Druid defensives are actually really a lot of fun. So you basically have stuff that like increases your armor, reduces your damage, and just heals you over time. All right, and it's super super cool because you get to basically go in and pull these groups, and then you cast a certain spell. And when you cast a spell, it allows you. Oh, geez, I thought I had you on. All right. And what it does is it allows you to kind of just grow your. Let me try all of that again. Wow. Okay. So you're gonna go in, you're gonna cast a spell, and it's gonna absorb the incoming damage, so you can get everybody where you want them to be, and then you can increase your armor. You can start healing your damage back, and then you're good to go. And then when you start taking more damage again, then you can reduce the damage you take by an insane amount, and then you can also increase your armor again, and essentially, the way that you're going to keep yourself alive is by balancing when to reduce the damage, when to increase the armor, and when to self heal. And you have different things that make your defensive stronger, right? So that's essentially how you're going to Guardian Druid, right? Then finally, we have a Vengeance Demon Hunter. So the defensives on a Vengeance Demon Hunter are actually wild, in my opinion. We really only have two major defensives, and we have a couple of self healing spells. So you're constantly you're doing different casts, so you can generate what's called soul shards. Those soul shards get converted into healing with spells that you use. So you have spells that you're constantly healing yourself back, and then in the event that you kind of just started the fight or something, you have one ability that's going to increase your armor. You have one that's going to increase your armor, and then you have another one that basically just turns you into this demon, and you have increased armor. You get an increased health pool, like you get healing back. A lot of different things. And so you have to be really smart with defensives on a demon hunter. I personally, when I play my demon hunter, I like to use trinkets that help me live longer. And I have different trinkets that, like right now, one of the trinkets I'm using. Oh boy. One of the trinkets I'm using is going to give me an absorb so I can just take insane amounts of damage. It's going to do damage in return. and I'm chilling. I know a lot of people don't generally like to do that, but it happens. So the next thing when it comes to tanking that you really have to consider and you have to think about is what type of stat alignment. So what type of gear do you need? So a demon hunter, a druid, and a monk are all three going to take leather gear, whereas a paladin, a warrior, and a death knight are all going to take plate gear. All right. The difference is kind of just like the weight of the gear, the stats that come on the gear, things like that. However, however, you you get the same secondary stats, right? So like a demon hunter is going to take primarily haste and versatility or haste and critical strike. A druid is going to take haste and versatility every time. A death knight is really going to take crit and haste or haste and mastery. A warrior is going to be taking haste and crit, crit being critical strike. Paladin, I believe, is at a kind of like a haste mastery balance with crit and versatility being just kind of whatever. Holy smokes. And then last I saw, Monk, I believe, is going to be taking a mastery in versatility, if I remember correctly. So each of those spells are going to do different things. They're all going to take different types of the stats. They don't do the same thing universally, right? They all help in different ways. Like critical strike on a demon hunter means more healing received, whereas critical strike on a druid just means more damage. Critical strike on a death knight means stronger damage for stronger healing received. Critical strike on a warrior means that you're generating more rage. Uh, Crit on a paladin, I think, is just a damage boost, and critical strike on a monk is again just a damage boost, right? So there's some similarities. Like haste is universally going to reduce your global cooldown of your spells, so you can cast more spells faster. But haste for a demon hunter means more uptime on your attacks, which means you're healing faster. Um, Haste for a druid is literally just uptime, more attacks faster, which plays into your defensive, so you can cast more of your single no cooldown defensives. Haste on a death knight means that you're getting more death strikes out, which means you're turning more damage taken into healing. Haste on a warrior means that you're generating rage faster. Haste on a paladin is turning into getting more spells off to boost your armor even more. And then haste on a monk is literally you're just generating your energy back faster, right? So I don't remember exactly what mastery does on every single tank, and versatility is pretty much going to be a flat, more damage, more heal. You receive more healing, and I think it's healing and damage, right? So that's essentially the differences like when you're looking at tanks, all right? So you kind of have to play around with it. You have to figure out what style of tank is really for you. I know primarily I play my demon hunter, my druid, and my warrior are usually my three go-to tanks. I can, however, play all six tanks depending on what's needed. I know for a while I had all six tanks, all six were geared up and ready to go for pretty much any key level uh, up to a 10, if I remember correctly. Um, and again, based off of the meta and the group comp, like any tank at any gear level can handle a lot. I know in season 3 and 4 of Dragonflight, just before the new expansion dropped, I took the time, I geared up all six tanks, and I had all six of them, and I tested it out just to see like how they would handle the dungeons. And I took a week. I ran all eight think I was off of work, and I ran all 8 dungeons at the time. I ran all 8 dungeons on all 6 tanks. It was absolutely brutal, let me tell you. Um, but I noticed that like some tanks were handling dungeons better than other tanks, and just the way the encounter worked for it. And so I think that in general, when you look at like the best tank, it's really the tank that you are the best at playing. Um, I know for a fact that like as a demon hunter, there is very little I don't know. So I genuinely enjoy playing my demon hunter and I enjoy playing it. Any of the tanks, again, I can play all 6, but like my favorite's a demon hunter. Not too far behind that's going to be a druid. Death Knight was a lot of fun, but I definitely got burnt out on it quick, so I don't know if I could play it consistently. Um, my warrior is insane. It's got several issues that I wish would get addressed. Um, but it is what it is. My paladin, I honestly and truly, I really don't enjoy playing paladin. It's not very fun to me. The play style is very robotic in my opinion, so I don't generally play it. Monk is a lot of fun, but like it is so group dependent and like you have to be so smart about what healer you take and you have to make sure that like you're able to handle anything. You got to be ready for if your healer doesn't know what they're doing and like there's just so much that goes into being a brewmaster monk that it is incredibly difficult to keep up, right? So let's talk about some of the things that you are going to do as a tank, all right? And again, if at any point, even if you're watching this later on down the road, like feel free to throw something in the comments and be like, "Hey man, like you said this, and I don't think that's right." You know, just dude, just let me know. Or if you know, maybe you want a video explaining some of this stuff in more detail. Um, I I am hoping to do some like in-depth videos on all 6 tanks. Um, that's going to be a project for after the new season hits so that I can adapt to the play styles that's going to come with all the changes and the final patch notes. And I'm going to have to sit down and actually like do some dungeons on these or you know, actually I'll probably end up doing delves on all of the tanks, just kind of get a feel for their play style, see how their rotation works now compared to the way it's working before. Or I'm sorry, get a feel for how their rotation works in season 3 compared to season 2. Um, I think that's going to be a very long project. It's probably going to be a week long project of like me developing video and running through pretty extensively on like the different play styles. I may have to do keys. I know a brewmaster monk I'm gonna have to do keys on to be able to make an accurate video. More than likely it's gonna be the same with a paladin. So we'll have to see how it goes, but like that would be something I would personally enjoy doing is making videos on these 6 tanks and like how they're played. Um, but yeah. So what is your job as it's like what does it mean to be a tank? So that's actually super simple. Your job as a tank is to make sure you're the one being attacked. That's really what you're going to do. Um, when when things need to be pulled, it's going to be the tank's job to pull them. It's also your job to survive. Your healer is going to keep you alive, but if you're not doing the right things as a tank, like if you're not using your defensives, if you're not pulling the correct amount for what you can handle, then that's not, you know, there's only so much a healer can do. You have to do there are DPS mechanics, there are tank mechanics, and there are healer mechanics, all 3. And if you're not following the mechanics and, you know, doing the work ahead of time and watching some videos on dungeons beforehand, like being a tank is incredibly annoying because you have to understand how these how these dungeons work. I personally I run weak auras and add-ons that are solely for doing callouts so I know what's happening. I have things that tell me when to interrupt different casts, when to move, when to use a defensive, when not, or not when not to use a defensive, but when to use my defensives, when to use a heavy defensive, when to use a small defensive. Like if I lose aggro, I have a chime thing or a beep that goes off. If I'm standing in something that I shouldn't be, I have an alert that goes off. Like, you have to understand what is going on in every single different place in the fight. And like, if you have to move the mob, like there's a dungeon right now, it's called Motherload. And essentially what the Motherload does is it's incredibly complex because so many fights in there require you to move. And the problem with moving as a tank is you have to have aggro on everything, or when you move and when you're running from these different things that are going on, then out of nowhere, you're getting hit. And when you get hit, or I'm sorry, you're not getting hit, and then somebody else hits the target and you lose aggro. So you have to be ready with a taunt to do it. You have to be able to throw some kind of damage at the people that you're supposed to be kiting around, and it gets very complex, and that comes into building a route. So as the tank, it is your job to make sure that you are going to complete the dungeon in the adequate and in the allotted time with a route. And so you have to know, you have to be thinking 3 pulls ahead. And I'll log in on a character here in a second, and we'll kind of talk about how you create a route. But there are different tools out there, and maybe creating a route isn't something that you want to do all the research on. All right, cool. There are pre-made routes that you can go get. You can go find online. Raider.io has some. Um, there's another site I can't remember. I think it's Key Guru or something like that. They've got routes that you can do, but you have to know where you're going to go next at every step of the way. When this pack dies, I'm going here. When this pack dies, I'm going here. When this pack dies, it's this boss. When this boss dies, it's this boss. Hey, we're going to bypass this and go here, and we're going to take this. We can afford to take this group into the boss, and we can take this group into the boss. Like, you have to know all of those things. What I personally like to do is I like to create a route based off the strengths and weaknesses of each individual tank. All right. So you can make universal routes for yourself, or you can just kind of jump on, follow a pre designated route, or you can make a universal route that works for everybody. It's really up to you. All right. So I'm going to get logged in here, and I will show you guys how I make my routes. So the first thing I do is I research the dungeon. I've actually already started watching videos from PTR on YouTube, just because I'm not playing the PTR this time. I'm just kind of learning the mechanics, and I'm gonna wing it. I just kind of want the surprise. I want the fun of learning how to do things pretty much from start. I played the PTR for season 1. I played the PTR for season 2. And at the end of the day, like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I just kind of want to see what happens. All right, so this add-on is called Mythic Dungeon Tools. It allows you to create routes, and I actually noticed that I'm pretty sure all of my routes on here are wrong. Like, they're out of date. Oh, that's not even the right season. Season 2. Okay, so actually for season 3, that means I can start building all my routes. Nice. I need to get started on that. All right, so okay, so we use Priory of the Sacred Flame. New route. Actually, let's do DH route. All right. All right, so this is every mob in the dungeon, and if you hover over them, it'll tell you, you can right click, open enemy info, and it'll tell you everything, the ID, type of everything, what is it affected by, all of that fun stuff, right? And then you can hover over the boss, and if you open it, it's got a list of all the casts that he's going to do, every type of thing, right? So that is super helpful when you're looking at trash, right? Like, so we've got an impale. It's going to tell you what this is going to do. So this is great for telling what can you actually do, what can you use a stop for, okay? Where's All right, so this is a caster, right? All of these crowd control effects are going to work on them, so you know what you can do to interrupt and stop, right? Um, and these are their spells. so you know what you need to interrupt. Well, obviously, the greater heal is going to be the greatest thing, and it's got interruptible. So you can kind of review what you're going to do. Now, for me personally, I know this dungeon already, so like I already kind of have a preset route that I use. Okay. So and actually this might not be the best one because it's kind of no, no, no. All right, it's fine. All right, so this group right here at the beginning, I already know I'm going to pull them. Next, I'm going to grab those, all of those, right? The reason why I'm going to do that is because it's a decently sized first pull, but it's not overdoing it because there's not a whole lot of interrupts, but there are two very heavy hitting people, right? So if you hover over this guy, oops. All right, you see it's just a level 80 humanoid. Does it not tell me? Hmm. I thought it told you if they were an elite or not. I guess not. Okay. I thought it would tell you if they're elite or not, but it doesn't. So I already know that I've got two hard hitting guys in here from my previous research, and I know that this is a very good first pull that we can use our lust, and then we can take them out. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a smaller pull, right? So I'm gonna pull these three mobs right here. Super simple pull. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this guy. Okay. That's gonna spawn the mini boss. Next up, I'm going here. All right, now there's a couple different ways because you've got a guy coming from down here who's running down here. Generally speaking, you're going to kill these three before you get to him, but it is what it is. Okay. It's him. He'll be our fifth pull. And now I know that these guys right here are going to really hurt. And I know that this group right here is going to hurt. So I can just skip everything in here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take on these guys right there. And then I'm going to make another big pull because we should have our cooldowns and timers and everything, right? I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here, and I'm going here. I'm going to take all of that on at one time, right? And basically, I'm setting up a big pull here, so I know I need to have certain things available to me. Then we're going to go straight back into a small pull. The reason why I do this hard pull, then I do an easy pull, a single pull, and then a small pull while we wait. Would it be faster if I combined some of this third and fourth pull? Probably. But at the same time, I also know that there is a lot of cooldowns or a lot of interrupts in this group. Okay. And then I'm going straight into a big pull. Why am I going? Because we're not going to, our cooldowns are going to be up from fighting one guy. And then we need to make up for lost time. So we're going to make a big pull. And then we're going to go straight into these guys. We're going to come straight or I'm sorry, we're going to come up here. We're going to take these guys because it's a hard pull. After the hard pull, we're going to do a big pull, and then we're going to do a small pull to recover, and then we're going to go into with this one. She's going to run over, and like we're not going to have a choice. We're going to have to fight her. Like there's no way around that unless I were to pull these guys first, making this hard pull even harder and take a lot out. So I know that I don't want to do that. So anytime you go in and you're actually building a route, that is essentially what you're looking for, right? Let me build this and do this. And then you'll kind of be able to see like how I alternate out like hard pulls, big pulls. Like there are some pulls like you're just gonna have hard pulls. It is what it is. And that's not right. I did that backwards. All right, so you see this puts us at 101%. Now, one thing that you can do is you can go back and like your 4 pull. Well, if we don't do that 4th pull, we're at exactly 100% clearing that out, right? And here. There it goes. So we can do it that way. Or if we want to just bypass this pull altogether, 6. I'll just use this since it's here. Or we can bypass that. Now, what I personally think, delete. And then we go back to this pull. What the heck? Go that way. Or you can swap out 17 and 18. It doesn't really matter. But this is essentially like the route that we're going to follow. All right. All right. So that's just kind of how you're going to build a route. Things that you want to look for in these dungeons. All right. So let's say we go to a super linear dungeon where we kind of don't have a choice. That's a bad example. All right. So this pull, there's not a whole lot we could really do to change this. Like either way, we're gonna come in, we're gonna take out on these guys. All right, and then we're gonna go down. What is this? What's that? All right, so then we're gonna come down here. Okay, so we're gonna take on these guys. We're gonna force into this. All right. So if you pull everything in this dungeon, right? See, this is why I gotta fix this. Okay. So let's go ahead and clean this route up. All right, because I can already look at this, and you can make this, and you can keep this how it is, or you could change it. Doesn't really matter. This is the safer bet is to take on 2 and then take on the other 2, and then once you come down here, like I'll go ahead and fix this right now so we can get rid of that. We can add that pack right there. So we take them on. Then we'll take on these 2, but get rid of that. Add it there because I already know that that can be handled. This group we can actually combine, get rid of pull 7, and we can add that group to pull 6. All right. Now, again, this does require your group to actually do the right things to make these pulls work, right? All right, and then we go into pull 7. Well, I know that I don't need that group back there, and I don't need that group back there. This is all I have to clear because these are the only ones going to impede my ability to do the boss. Nothing else is, right? So we're going to go there. And as you can see, this is also assuming that we're able to skip this last boss here. It's all good. What we can do is we can pick up another group there, and now we're way over. So it doesn't really make much sense. Okay. I have no idea what's going on over here, so let's dissect this together. All right, so obviously, like this pull, you don't have a choice. This is just gonna, it's just how it's gonna go. And then we're gonna go up. We're gonna go around this way. Take that. So pull 14 does not look like that at all. Okay, so we're gonna take on this group right here. Okay, and we're gonna go straight into this boss, and he's got little like plant things. So we're gonna take him on. That's gonna be 1 pull for us, and then this group here is gonna be 1 pull for us, and then we're gonna land up here. We're gonna take on all of them. Now, pull 9 should be this. 10. What in the hell is going on here? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I missed a boss. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're gonna go up. Okay, so this here should actually be pull 9 and then pull 10, be this group here, 11 here, 12 here, 13 there, and then 14 right there. Now, this is obviously going to operate under the assumption that you're able to skip. If not, it's going to look like that. You're going to go over percent. All right. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. I mean, again, if you have different types of skips you can get through, but ideally you want to skip this group right there. Warlocks can do a skip. I think rogues can do a skip, and you can do a mind suit skip. I think that's it. So having a warlock, a rogue, or a priest in your group is definitely something you want. Okay. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hindsight being what it is, I should have made this into a video instead of a live stream. Whatever, it's cool. All right, so let's do some keys, man. Might as well. Oops. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much everything for the channel. All right. See if anybody in the guild is doing keys. Okay. Maybe not. All right. Start a group. Oh yeah, I ran the 11 earlier. Oof. All right. Here we go. See what we can get for a 10. So this is like my second most geared tank, currently item level 669. You can see my gear is not the best. Gonna take that mage. And then, yeah. This is the trinket I was talking about. I know a lot of people are going to come at me in the comments and be like, oh my god, no, why are you running that trinket? It's cool. What is this? Take that. I'm not doing another hunter. I can't. I had a hunter completely brick my key last night. There we go. There's our warlock. So now we have 2 opportunities for a skip. All right, let's portal. Oh no, they're on cooldown. Oh, it's probably from that 11. Yeah, so this 10 Priory was actually an 11 Priory before. Where am I going? And it got bricked. So, you know.
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
All right. Yeah, so I told chat that I'm doing a stream or that I'm streaming, and now they're all trying to say hi, mom. Okay.
Resuming work.
Oh boy. All right. Now, like everybody's trying to wait. This is great. This is probably like the I love this in a key because everyone is just kind of like laughing and joking and having a good time, and it really makes the key just better because you go into it with these positive attitudes and like you know that like even if something goes horribly wrong, like we're gonna be fine. Let me actually give these guys this route that I just made. um yeah, so pop this open and close. Okay. All right. Here we go. Study over my route. This is another important thing is like make sure that you guys like actually study your route and know, because if you're going to share these routes like what I just did, like
Thanks.
you need to follow
Get the
it because
zoomies and
the
misbehave.
person
Take one for a
crap,
run
that's
before
so
to maim
loud.
someone.
Because the person who's actually responsible, like in this case the mage, like they're going to plan their lust times based off of when or of what you're doing. So at the end of the day, if you screw it up and you pull different than the route you share, then it throws off their lust timers of when they plan to do everything. All right. Alrighty then. Takes care of that. Make sure I have the right trinket on. I do. All right, let's ready to check. Here we go. Maybe. We'll do a 10-second pull timer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Now we got the gamer music going again. All right, so let's line up this pull.
The expedition built the
It's only a
priory as a place
10.
to contemplate the mysteries
So we're going to get
of
aggro on those
Peldar.
guys. We're going to pop that.
But of late, the devotees have become
I need to
secretly
get
pop off that
closer.
trinket.
hostile.
And we're straight into a
My
rotation here.
cup runneth over.
The god sought to kill you.
So like I
Captain
said,
Dale
it's a
cries
lot of AoE
protecting
damage, and
something.
it's a lot of, it's like pushing out as much.
Crowd
Each of his
control.
lieutenants
Watch your step.
bolsters his tactics.
See, like
Draw
we
them
lost that
away
guy, so we
and
have a
defeat
plan.
them.
It's too far
go.
away.
And I'm not sure how well I handled this pull, but like you notice how like my health bar is going up and down and up and down.
Watch your
And if you
step.
look at the top of my screen up here, you can see like that's the amount of healing that's going out
Watch
on
your
me
step.
Target.
from every source.
Target
But
change.
we had our lust.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Crowd control. Watch your step.
You gotta be careful in here now.
Crowd control. Crowd control.
So like I don't
Watch your
know if
step.
it's audible, but what I was saying earlier about like you have to be ready for everything that happens. Like there are dudes, they're gonna start putting down like little like personal shields, and every time they do, like I'm already prepared
I'm out of range.
for it, for what's coming. All right, now let's get this
I
guy
need to get closer.
Target change. Looking back.
and his little buster.
It's too far away.
Boom! I don't even move.
Bow down. Darkness coming for you.
And the other thing that like you have to remember,
Looking
especially
back.
being a tank, is like whatever you have planned, something inevitably will go wrong. Like obviously, there's no such thing as a perfect run,
Looking back.
so there's
I
always
need to
something
get
you could have done
closer.
differently. But like I don't know. If you look at my
Looking
stream
back.
from last night,
I'm out of range.
then you'll see like I was doing a single target rotation in AOE for
I
like
don't have a target.
4 pulls.
Chainmail, your training grounds fall to the intruders.
AoE.
Spread.
It's too far away.
Spread.
I need to get closer.
Watch your step. Target change. Spread.
I'm out of range.
There we go. The only downside of these like single target fights is they take forever, and there's just nothing that happens. I mean, he's gonna
Spread.
jump out and he's gonna hit somebody, so you kind of have to stay spread out until you figure out who he's going after, and then he's gonna
Watch
jump
your
on him,
step.
and then
Coming for you.
see.
Spread.
So now we pulled slightly over, which is fine.
Watch your step.
Get them grouped up where I want them.
Spread.
Okay, it's all good because it in a way it kind of
Watch your
messes
step.
up like
Crowd control.
my next pull. Wait, how is he still
I
alive?
need to get
The heck?
closer.
This dude's
Spread.
supposed to be dead.
It's too far
Target
away.
change.
I'm out of range.
Okay, it's all good. We got time. I mean, pulling extras like that doesn't do much to hurt you, but Go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and just do our big pull here. Damage stop going. Alright.
Crowd control. Crowd control.
I need to target something first.
My cup runneth over. You don't kill me yet. You don't get another chance.
You
I
won't
need
peel off
a
anymore.
target.
You must defeat Dalecry now.
Tainer,
Okay.
the intruders defile the altar of the
This
sacred
way.
flame.
I need to get closer.
Watch your step.
I'm out of range.
Yeah. I was afraid of that.
Target change.
It's too
Interrupt.
far away.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your
Finish them off,
step.
Lieutenant.
I need to get closer.
Crowd control.
Nah. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Your
Yeah.
survival wasn't necessary.
It's all good. It happens.
Interrupt.
I'm
Interrupt.
out of
Oh.
range.
Bow down.
That's what you meant by incoming. Okay.
You don't kill me yet.
This
Watch your
is
step.
going from
Get
bad to
another
worse.
chance.
Watch your step.
Your survival wasn't necessary.
What do you think how we're gonna do this now? I should have taken out that small pack. She's over there. Okay, so that's good. Think I can make this work. Precast that. All right.
Target change.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Watch
Finish
your
them
step.
off, Lieutenant.
It's too far away.
Watch your step. Watch your
Shout.
step. Crowd control. Watch
Show
your
the
control.
power of the flame.
Gosh. You're just not interrupting.
Shout.
Watch your step.
Your soul.
Watch your
gonna
step.
bleed.
I can't use that item yet.
Crowd control. Target change.
Shout.
Crowd
You
control.
won't peel off any.
Hold! I see their gambit. They seek to ambush me without my
Watch your
lieutenants.
step.
I'm out of range.
Watch your step. Interrupt.
Azaga
Crowd control.
Chubazin.
It's too far away. Ours is the true path for the Arathi!
Defensive. Defensive.
My
Watch your
spear
step.
aims true.
There we go.
Feel Ember's wrath.
Interrupt.
So like I
I
said,
need to get closer.
you kind of have to be able to
Defensive.
handle
Target change.
whatever happens.
Defensive.
Put
AOE
an end to these
incoming.
heathens.
Unfortunately,
Bow
situations
down
like
to
that. So like I said, you know, had I have
Defensive.
stuck to my
gonna
route
bleed.
and I waited for that pack to come, or if I took out, even if I took out that little
Defensive.
pack and then
My
just
your
fought
spear
that
aims true.
little mini boss as a one fight instead, then I
Interrupt.
think we would have been okay. But it is what it is.
Defensive. 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 AOE
Lieutenant,
incoming.
eliminate these vermin.
I need to get closer.
My
Watch your
spear
step.
aims true.
Range.
Interrupt. Defensive. Defensive.
There we go.
Defensive. Defensive. Target change.
Feel Ember's wrath.
AOE
Feel the power
incoming.
of the flame.
Watch your
My spear
step.
aims true.
It's too far away.
Interrupt. Defensive. Defensive. Defensive.
Feel Ember's wrath.
Defensive. Interrupt.
I'm out of range.
Nice.
Glory.
Dalcry was an Arathi hero.
Are these still strikes, lackeys? Guards! Guards!
It's too far away.
Dispel boss.
There we go.
Darkness coming for you.
I need to get closer.
Pause that damage. So that's another thing. Like, make sure you do some like searching into like the stops that you have,
Dispel
because
boss.
sometimes in general,
I'm
like,
out of range.
you don't really think a stun is gonna do a whole lot. It's it's 2
Target
seconds,
change.
but that 2 seconds can be the difference between surviving and dying. Really. Fuck.
Dispel
I need
boss.
to get closer.
Also, make sure you don't have stuff popping up on your screen
It's too
randomly.
far away. I need to target something first.
Dispel boss.
I need to get closer.
Interrupt. Watch your feet.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Watch your feet. Dispel boss. Target change. Dispel boss.
I need to get closer. Azaga Chugozin! I'm out of range. Darkness coming for you. I don't have a target.
They belong
Here
to
we
that
go.
old fool Sister Blaze. Destroy these outsiders.
They hear you get back up.
Dispel boss. Watch your step. Interrupt. Dispel
It's too
boss.
far away. I'm out of range.
Watch your feet.
I need to get closer.
Target change. Watch your step.
I'm out of range.
Watch your step.
It's too far away.
Watch your
I
feet.
need to target something
Barret,
first.
demonstrate your worth.
Oof.
Target change.
Those who oppose the Emperor will fall at our feet.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Target change.
I don't foresee us timing this key, I'm going to be honest.
By the Emperor's will!
Watch your
Glory
step.
guides my
Too many
hammer!
deaths.
Flame cleanse you! By my shield! By fire,
Get closer.
I am healed. The flame empowers me.
Watch your
Glory
step.
guides my hammer!
I'm
Flame
out of
cleanse you!
range.
Target changed.
Shielded by flame's light! By
Interrupt.
fire, I am healed.
It's still recharging.
Watch your
Glory
step.
guides my hammer! Flame cleanse you! Another victory! Shielded by flame's light! By
Interrupt.
fire, I am healed. Of course you fall. The flame empowers me. Of course you fall.
Okay, what the heck? I think I'm gonna have to put more time in between those soaks. The only thing I can think happened there. And we got one dude leaving. Maybe not. Yep. And that's the end of it. Oh well. Unfortunately, that is pretty much the state of the pugs today. All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Interesting. Let's go 9 to 10. That one off. Let's not do another priory. Cool. Cinder Brew on a 9? Nope. Theater, Floodgate, Mercury 10. Um, s- don't know what. I don't know why that just randomly pops up. It's not supposed to do that, but it's cool. Okay. The Dark Flame, Mother Load, and oh, don't need you. I don't need you. Floodgate, a Cinder Brew, a Rookery. I could do that. Wouldn't mind that Floodgate either, actually. Either one of those. Just want to complete a key. Operation Floodgate. Here we go.
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush to conclusions.
All right. Here we go. We got this. As I fly the wrong way. Okay. Well, Brad said the Floodgate really isn't that bad as long as people are doing the interrupts and stuff. It's not like Priory where you just got to be smart about how you're pulling. Which, to be fair, we wouldn't have lost nearly as much time if I had done things the right way at the top of the stairs.
Five,
So,
4, 3,
Floodgate
2,
is another one of those weird
1.
ones for me. I haven't actually built a route in here. Well, I think I built the route, but I don't actually like use it because I kind of use it as like a trial route to begin with. But this one, pretty much always going to go for a very big first pull. I know.
I can't
Pretty much
use
gonna
that item
blow
yet.
all of my
Watch your step.
cooldowns. There we go.
It's too far away.
Frontal.
I need to get closer.
Watch your step. Frontal.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Watch your step.
There we go.
Target change.
It's too far away.
Interrupt.
Do that.
I'm out of range.
Target change. Interrupt. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Feet.
Interrupt. Target change.
It's too far away. I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Target change.
It's too far away.
Watch your step. Frontal.
I need to get closer.
Frontal.
Well, well, what have we here?
Watch your step.
Used.
Watch your step. Target change. Interrupt.
It's too far away.
Frontal. Frontal. Watch your step. Watch your
I'm
step.
out of range.
Frontal.
I need to get closer.
Frontal. Watch your step.
It's too far away.
Welcome to the firing
It's
range.
still recharging.
It's playtime. Playtime.
Defensive. Frontal.
I'm out of range.
Pow! Kapow!
Target change.
Targeted.
Defensive.
I'll get
I
him,
need
boss.
to get closer.
Frontal.
I'm out of range.
Target you. Defensive. Frontal.
It's too far away.
Pow! Kapow!
Defensive.
I need to get closer.
I ain't done with you.
Frontal. Target you. Target change.
Targeted.
Defensive.
It's too far away.
Frontal.
I'm out of range.
Pow! Kapow!
Defensive.
I'll get him, boss.
Frontal. Target you.
Targeted.
Defensive.
I don't have a target.
Brock's fault.
Watch your step.
Feet.
Target change.
Feet.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Feet.
Watch your step.
Feet.
I need to get closer.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Feet.
I'm out of range.
Watch your step.
I need to get closer.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Target change. Frontal. Frontal. Frontal.
There we go.
Front target change.
It's
Frontal.
too far away. I need a target.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson!
Defensive.
Time to tangle! Get 'em, kids!
I
Filthy!
need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Make Mama proud! Time
Defensive.
to tangle!
Interrupt 1.
Filthy!
Interrupt 1.
Time
Defensive.
to
Target
tangle.
change. Kill ads. Interrupt.
It's too far away.
That
Defensive.
does it! Mama's mad!
Kill big ad.
Ads.
Defensive.
I need to
Get 'em,
get closer.
kids!
It's too far away.
Disgraceful!
Holy smokes.
Defensive.
Time to tangle!
I'm out of range.
Hey!
Target change.
Time
Defensive.
to tangle!
Kill ads.
There we
That
go.
Defensive.
does it! Mama's mad!
Kill big ad.
Ads.
I need to target something first.
Mad! Just disappointed.
Defensive. Defensive.
Target change.
Are we running a melee? Oh, no, we're not. Okay. I really thought we were running a melee comp. I was like, holy shit, this is actually
I need a target.
really going pretty solid for a melee comp, but I was wrong.
Watch your step.
Defensive. Defensive.
Target change.
I don't have a target.
Interrupt.
It's too far away. I
Target
need to
change.
get closer.
Whew. This is interesting. It's a fun key, though. I really am enjoying this.
I can't attack that target.
Stack. Defensive. Line. Gather.
Frontal.
Watch your step. Watch your
Dodge.
step.
Dodge.
Stack. Defensive. Line. Gather.
Frontal.
Watch your step. Watch your
Dodge.
step. Target change. Stack. Defensive. Line. Gather.
Frontal.
Watch your step. Watch your
Dodge.
step. Stack. Defensive. Line. Gather.
Frontal.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Frontal. AOE incoming. Target change. Watch your step. Frontal. AOE incoming. Watch your step. Frontal. AOE incoming. Watch your step.
I need to target something first. I'm out of range.
Frontal. Target change.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Defensive. Frontal. Defensive.
It's too far away.
Frontal. Defensive. Frontal.
I don't have a target.
Target change. Frontal.
I need a target.
Frontal.
I need to get closer.
Frontal.
It's too far away.
Frontal.
I'm out
Frontal.
of range. I don't have a target.
Defensive. Target change. Defensive. Defensive. Defensive.
It's too far away.
Defensive. Defensive. Defensive.
I need to get closer.
Target change. Defensive. 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 Defensive.
Come on.
Defensive.
This is by far like the second worst pull in this entire dungeon. I swear it is.
Defensive.
I'm out of range.
Soon I shall have the power I require! You dare question me?
AoE
Nice
incoming.
annihilation!
Stay away from lines.
It's working! It's working!
Target change. Defensive.
And die! Giga zap! You dare pit your wits against mine?
Kite spark to water.
Fry
Defensive.
and die! Giga zap!
AoE
I
incoming.
need to get closer.
Stay away from lines.
Power! 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 No one can stop me! Fry
Defensive.
and die! Giga zap!
Target change.
No one can stop me! You dare pit your wits
Kite
against
spark to
mine?
water.
Fry
Defensive.
and die! Giga zap!
It's too far away.
AoE incoming. Stay away from lines.
Power! Power! Power!
I
You
need to
won't be
target
so
something
lucky
first.
next time.
Nice. That's a nice little 14 rating out of that. 14 Chris. Okay. Oh, and look, we can get rid of that
Looking for
priory now.
someplace new to explore?
Hallelujah. What'd I get? Probably workshop. Oh, motherload. For crying out loud, man. I hate motherloads so freaking much. Alright, puts us at 22, so we'll go
Don't
do...
forget to repair your gear.
Go do one more, and that should upgrade my trinket the rest of the way. And then, yeah. See if we can't get a motherload done. Well, I know we can. See if I can't go get that. Yeah, I want to try and get that other one done. Give me that second upgrade. Give me 6, 8, 10 is... Take me up to 38. Okay. Whew. Alright. One more key. Are my famous last words. So if I get this one more done, that upgrades my trinket. That means that my trinkets are ready to go. I'm going to go to a crafting order for this guy real quick, I think. Go for a quick crafting order, and then we'll do that key. And then probably call it from there. Put that gold in my warbound bank.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable. Return and peruse my...
Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Motherload 9. Nine. Not really feeling that guy. I don't trust it. There we go. A 9 motherload. That's what I like to see. There we go. Here we go. There we go. All right, that's our lust. Now we just need a healer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go.
I'm out of range.
Activating.
It's too far away.
No point. Well, this is not going super great.
Target change.
I'm out of range.
What's shaking?
I need to get closer.
Target change.
I'm out of range.
Target change.
Hurry, they're coming!
Don't rush me. I'm reading the license agreement.
They're gonna kill us!
I need to get closer.
Okay. Wait.
It's
Should I
too
purchase
far
an
away.
extended warranty?
Moron! Never purchase the extended warranty!
Venture Company thanks you for your patronage. Please enjoy your purchase of the Elite Pummeling Package.
Target change.
I need to get closer.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
Well, this is going poorly. I don't think I'm going to be able to make these pulls.
I have many wares.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
Target change.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
Well, that's about my last straw with these keys. I mean, that was ridiculous. Let's just look and see. Interrupts, not look at overall. Yeah, Paladin's not interrupting. Like, there's just me and that Paladin should have been at the top like that. Good lord. So over this. I'm ready for the new season to start. Alright, guys. Well, after that depressing fiasco, that's going to be a night for me. Hope you all have a good one. If you're watching this later on, hope you all enjoyed the beginning part at least. I know those keys